jobs to be done is a logic. It's best captures, or it's very well captured by this quote that you might have come across in different contexts as well. But this is a quote by Ted Levitt, where he says, people don't want a drill, they want a hole in the wall. And the idea of jobs to be done is making that switch from the drill to the wall. So it's one way of framing human psychology for business, because this answers the basic fundamental questions of what do customers really want. And focusing on this will help you make much better innovations, will focus you much more on really finding what the user cares about and what customers care about, because you don't just make a better drill and kind of get overtaken on the ride by better solutions that address the hole in the wall or the hanging of the picture or whatever then the end goal is. And we will focus on 3 concepts or 3 tools, let's say, in our way of applying jobs to be done that will make customer insight discovery faster. The first one is the job to be done hierarchy, a tool that we invented to focus qualitative interviews. The second one is the concept of job metrics. So that is kind of, will speed up things because you know what you look for in the qualitative interviews. And the third one we want to talk about a little bit is validation. In what way can validation help to end endless discussion? One key tool that we use and have to define in the beginning is what we call the jobs to be done hierarchy. There are jobs that are a little bit more concrete. We call this the lower how. So you can go from feed my family, you can go a kind of a step down or a step more concrete. It's kind of more towards the solution, to a how-to, where you approach more and more a customer journey. So you can go up and up and up and up as much as you like, and that needs careful framing, because you can lose yourself very, very easily in that whole set of customer reality, which is one big mess, let's be honest. And this is kind of a way of framing it and simplifying it. In the actual interview, this is what we look for. We look for job metrics. Job metrics are metrics customers use and apply in each of those steps to judge whether or not a certain solution actually helps them get the job done. It's a criteria that the customers have, and there are hundreds of those, usually around 100, 150 easily for each job. And we are quite strict on how we phrase these to achieve a level of concreteness that is actually later on useful for innovation, because innovation is concrete. It is not something abstract. Users are not something abstract. They're very concrete things. Human beings are very concrete things. And this is what we want to get at with job metrics. They always have an expected result or an avoided result. There is a unit in there, speed, steps, time, whatever. And there is, if it has to be clarified, a context. So when we talk to people in the interviews, we have the hierarchy in our head. We go into each step and we want to find out, dig out those job metrics. How do you now know of these 100 metrics of the system that you've established in the hierarchy, which of these are relevant? So let's take all those 100 metrics. So what we're doing here, asking on the very right, asking 500 customers to validate all of those job metrics, not just this one. We can arrange them along the journey and we get a picture like this. We get what we call the job journey navigator. From left to right is the whole journey that users go through. Each dot that you have here is one of those job metrics. So 600 people have validated this in a very quick, short amount of time. Now we know the red line is the importance line for each of these job metrics. Another thing that we also always ask is the fulfillment, what we call fulfillment. How well today, with the solutions that they have, the pants that they use, are they in terms of that metric? And what you get is a difference between importance and fulfillment. If that difference is high, you know you have to focus on this. Because users are telling you, yes, this is very important, but it's a hassle. I'm not fulfilled yet with this metric. On one view, after the validation, you know exactly where you have to go, where you have to put in more effort.